Today what we're doing is something that I have personally never done before, and I feel like I do keep saying that at the start of videos, but every time it's true. Today I'm gonna let other people choose what I read. I'm basically gonna be seeing who knows me best out of the people surrounding me. The way that that'll help you, I'm asking 3 different groups of people. So I'm asking my cousin, my dad, and my friend. I really do hate to have lied to you so early on in the video, but we did not get to dad. We did 2 people. Sorry, you can leave if that's too big of a lie for you. No, I won't. I won't say anything. Really sorry, you had to watch whatever that was. And we're just basically gonna see, can someone match my vibes perfectly? So I guess let's dish about books in terms of how well people around us can guess what we like. The first book has been given by my cousin Mia. I would say she knows me very well. I think we have a very similar book taste. For a couple of years, we've actually only properly done it once. We like annotate books for each other. We did The Cruel Prince. Another year we started doing a different book, and I don't think she finished hers and I finished mine. So Mia, get on that. Play the tape.
Hi Lila's vlog. So I've been told that I need to pick out a book for Lila to read. Now the book that I've chosen is one I haven't actually read. I'm really wanting to read it. So I thought if I get Lila to read it or reread it, she can tell me I'd like it. So Lila, I want you to read Once Upon a Broken Heart. Enjoy!
So Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I've actually already read this. I love it, so that's fine. I think she is actually already losing points though, out of who knows me best. Because newsflash, your cousin will pick a book for you based on what she wants to read, not what she thinks you will enjoy. So the police are gonna get you, Mia. I'm quite happy with this choice. If it had been like a different book where she was like, oh, you have to read it for me, I would have been like, what the freak. I think cousin has given a pretty good option to Mia. I'm proud of you. Because I've read it before, I think we should annotate it together. I've got my pen, because when I first read Once Upon a Broken Heart, I hadn't read all of the Caraval series. I would recommend reading the Caraval trilogy first. It's not 100% necessary. It gives a better understanding of some of the characters. There's quite a dark blue that's like the centerpiece. That colour there. A lighter blue sort of, not like around the side there, do you see that? Scratch that. Dark blue, this one. Lighter blue, maybe that. I like doing my tabs below the title there. So I think dark blue should be, we're tabbing off of vibes, if that wasn't clear. Dark blue is a very Jack's colour. I feel like all blues are a Jack's colour. Is that why it's all blue on the front? This is gonna be like romance. So what's a fun way of saying romance? In my head I'm thinking cutie pie romance, and I really don't want to write that. I'm in love. I'm in love. The lighter blue, I'm gonna do this shade down here, devastated and like angry. And then do we do a sad face? Like orangey color with the foxes. It's not really an orange. That orange there. Quotes. Power quote. You ate that. You ate that up, queen. Should we do like important world building bits and bobs? I feel like that's quite important. On the guard's armor, there's like a creamy color. This one on here. And then I'll draw a little earth. It's not gonna have accurate consonants, but that's what we're looking like. I'm really excited. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of fun. First book of the video, Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. As always, we're gonna need to pick up the pace a bit because I'm on page 98 and it's Sunday and I have to be done by Wednesday and I've read 3 books. I'm gonna make a start on this now, make a dent, hopefully finish it tomorrow, whether it's the afternoon or the evening. That changes who picks the next book. As you saw, we finished Once Upon a Broken Heart. I keep wanting to call it Once Upon a Time. Yeah, I love this book so much. 4.5 stars. There are some things that I don't particularly like about it, but I think we're going to do a recap of both of the books at the end because unfortunately my second person, Shaun, I love you more than anything in the world. Oh my god, we haven't revealed what the second book is properly. The second book of the video, and probably the second and last book of the video. Let me put up the photo I was sent. Someone decided to look at my bookshelf and pick the single biggest book they've ever seen. Shaun, I love you, but you're taking the mick. It is really, really good though. The Fairy Tale Experiment by Amy Hoyer. A high school psychology class volunteers for the Fairy Tale Experiment to test Dr. Arthur Fay's theory of conscious travel. Olivia Beaumont and her classmates are consciously teleported to a world of fairy tales where they are assigned roles of heroes and villains they must play, living out the stories we all grew up. Retellings of fairy tales are so cool. The way that this differentiates from normal ones. Ugh. As their journey progresses though, they realise this experiment is darker and much more dangerous than they could have ever imagined. And right when they think they understand everything, the game has changed again. Join Olivia, Hunter, Phoebe, Jack, Wendy and the rest of their class as they navigate the Fairy Tale Experiment. I'm 117 pages through. There are 567, I think. 557. It's currently Tuesday, so I don't think we're going to be able to read this plus another book by tomorrow. We can now compare a family member book choice, a friend's book choice, which I think is just as good. Look, maybe I'll have a competition between all of the people in my life. I think a lot of people don't give self-published books a chance because they've been self-published. The writing style of this is so good, the characters are so good, I think the concept is so powerful. The only thing that I'm thinking a little bit, a lot of the characters are introduced very quickly. There are 25 students in the class, 2 doctors, 1 teacher. They were all introduced within the first 30 pages and it's a little tiny bit confusing, but honestly you do get to know them as you carry on reading, so I'm not gonna put up much of a fuss. Already loving the love story, bit concerned about it, but I can't really say no. Let's just say the main character has a boyfriend and somehow there's a love story with someone that's not him. Bit concerned about that one. If there aren't any indie authors watching this, self-published, whatever, please feel free to comment your book, put the Amazon link in, or whatever. So, Fairy Tale Experiment by Amy Hoyer. Let's do it. Let's try. I think today I need to get to page like 300, otherwise I don't really stand a chance tomorrow, let's be so real. I saw a review that was like they were bored because the story properly gets started around 200 pages. I do disagree with that. I really like fairy tale. Like obviously people read differently, people enjoy different things, but I just want to know, like, how do we have such different opinions? I'm reading a psychology book, a psychology experiment. I guess we just get better. I guess we just gotta get on with it. I guess we better just get on with it. The one thing I do like is, because it's like fairy tales, I like how it's such a mix of fairy tales. Like, it's not all like the Disney ones or whatever. And I like the order that they've been in so far. Okay, never mind. I respect the cheating. It's not even cheating, but I respect it. He's a not nice guy. I can't tell if this is supposed to, I think this is meant to be satire. I'm obviously too handsome to stay mad at for too long. Please say that's satire, please say that's satire, please say that's satire. Okay, so it's about midnight. I'm on page 203. So good. This book is so good. Like seriously, it's so good. Beauty and the Beast is my favourite fairy tale, and I realised at the beginning of the chapter that they were going into Beauty and the Beast and I genuinely screamed. Oops. This is such a cute like autumn book. I realised the other day both of the books that we've read have been very like fairy tale centric. I want to read more fairy tale retellings, so if anyone knows any, hand them over, please. I keep just not realising how much I've read. Like I'll read for like what I think is like 5 minutes and then I look at the clock and it's been like 40 and I've read like 50 pages or 60, whatever. Please, I checked, there's no sequel, so can we please write more, pretty please? If you have an idea that you want to write, please. 1.5 fairy tales left because they're in the middle of one. I really just want to know what happens when they get out, because I really hope it doesn't end as they're getting out and then there's no like closure, because there is no second book. My favourite thing about the fact that this Beauty and the Beast is the first ones they've used like the lyrics for the song. So in Beauty and the Beast you're just imagining the mob song, but they're just saying it. He narrowly avoided a blow by sinking to crawl. He had been practicing walking on all fours and apparently that would pay off. Do a lot of people practice walking on all fours? Is that a thing that I'm just not part of? Maybe, never mind. Maybe that's what we do next time. There are no happy endings here. But if there were, you would have been mine. Okay, we're on to the final fairy tale. I don't want it to end. It's not about who we're fighting. It's about who's there when the fighting's done. I think it's taken a while to get to the point, like if this is the message that they're trying to do. The book is about outsiders and finding friendship in the people you never expected to. I've finished the video, but I just thought we could come back. At the beginning of every chapter had, well, of most chapters actually, I had like a bit of detail about the character who was gonna like center in the fairy tale that they were in. A page and a bit of just like a bit about their home life. All of them were dealing with something individually, and you only heard about that in that section of the chapter. Like you never heard them explaining it to any of the other characters or anything like that. All of these characters are so alone or hiding something, and I think that's what made that line so much more like prevalent. The only reason that going through these fairy tales and making it to the end is important is because they're gonna have someone to live for. It's one of those things where it's like nobody's really alone as long as they have someone to go through life with. Like life is worth living because you have people to live it with. Shawnee, you made me read a 557 page book, and it was pretty good, to be fair. As you saw, we finished both books of the video. I have to work out who picked the best book, because from the beginning this has been a competition. Let's make that clear. First off, my cousin Mia gave me Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. 4.5 stars. Easy, easy, easy. I love Once Upon a Broken Heart. This world, which is kind of constructed by fairy tales. The main character, Evangeline, kind of gets stuck into that. She gets caught working with someone she's supposed to hate, Jax, who is a fate. She makes a deal with him, which you should never do with a fate. I was annotating the whole way through. I ran out of tabs. I am not 100% on the enemies to lovers bit. They're not really ever enemies. I think I like the enemies to lovers where they're actually enemies and they will kill each other rather than just saying like, oh, I don't like you because you did this. You need to be willing to stab them in the heart like I would for my enemies. That's the only thing that is really lacking for me. You're very much in Evangeline's perspective and you're like viewing the world as she does. And that obviously comes with you believing the wrong things sometimes, not really fully understanding what's happening. I think the character could be expanded upon more, but I do also know that that happens in the second and third book of the trilogy because it's a trilogy. And you do kind of feel like a lot of this book is building up because it's building up to the rest of the trilogy. It's not all done in one. This plot is kind of closed off, but you're ready for, like, you need more because the story is not done, basically. Our second and final book of the video, because someone decided to pick a book that's 600 pages long. Entirely sure why I chose to blame Shaun over and over again when I was the one that misplanned. It was my fault, I only read 2 books, not Shaun's. The Fairy Tale Experiment by Amy Hoyer, which was picked by Shaun, who's my friend. I did give it 3.75 stars. I know that kind of goes against what I was saying. I really liked it. I think the concept is so good. I really do like the writing style. The characters were really interesting. In terms of the characters, 25 students in the class, and then you have like the doctors, the teacher. The characters aren't all very well built upon. Some of them do kind of become caricatures. The bully, the freak, the stalker, whatever. They have one element to their character and that's kind of it. The main characters are all very well built. Kind of frustrated me that they weren't as well built upon as the others. Main character's boyfriend, he does just turn into this like that doesn't seem like a real person anymore because he's so like bad. Dialogue kind of fell flat a bit. At some points it was just like not natural. I kind of do rely on dialogue, which is very like, I believe that character would say it, and maybe it's because there's so many characters. What are you doing over there? At points the characters were supposed to be grieving, but they kind of move on very quickly as if nothing's happened, like big event happens, and again they just move on so quickly. Yeah, it's because you're going from story to story to story. The vibes of this are absolutely insane. Please write the second one because I was honestly desperate to figure out how this was gonna end, and it ends on such a big cliffhanger, so please. It was written in 2020. Please. I really enjoyed it this week and I hope you did too. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, or you're having a lovely day. I don't actually know where you are. I will see you next week. Toodles. The winner's Mia. If that wasn't clear. Or is it Shaun? Family or friend? I don't know, maybe we should just carry this on and try again another time and get... For the first video, family is on 1 point. But don't worry, the competition's continuing.